In a democracy, political leaders and officials are expected to be open and transparent with the public, and to be accountable for their actions and decisions. If they are making secret speeches or holding secret meetings, it can be difficult for the public to hold them accountable or to have confidence in their leadership. When political leaders or government officials make secret speeches, it can create suspicion and mistrust among the public, who may wonder what they are trying to hide or why they feel the need to keep their remarks private. This can be particularly concerning if the speech touches on sensitive or controversial topics, such as national security, foreign policy, or civil liberties. While secret speeches can sometimes be necessary for reasons of national security or confidentiality, they are often viewed with suspicion and concern by the public, and can be a source of controversy and debate. Today we're going to have a closer look at some of the controversial and viral secret speeches by some powerful people in the world. Sit back, like, share, subscribe to our channel, and let's get into it. John F. Kennedy's Secret Society Speech. John F. Kennedy's Secret Society speech, also known as his The President and the Press speech, was delivered on April 27, 1961, to the American Newspaper Publishers Association. The speech addressed the issue of secrecy and censorship in American society and specifically referred to the dangers posed by secret societies and their influence on American democracy. In his speech, Kennedy spoke about the importance of a free press in a democratic society and warned against the dangers of excessive secrecy and censorship. He stated that the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society and argued that the American people have a right to know what their government is doing. Kennedy also discussed the role of secret societies in American politics and expressed his concern about their influence on government policies and decision-making. He warned against the dangers of a small group of powerful individuals operating behind the scenes and shaping the course of American democracy without public scrutiny. The speech is often seen as a reflection of Kennedy's commitment to transparency and openness in government and his belief in the importance of an informed and engaged citizenry. It is also seen as a warning against the dangers of excessive secrecy and the need for accountability in democratic societies. At the time, Kennedy's speech received a mixed reception from the public. Some people praised Kennedy for his courage in speaking out against secret societies and their potentially harmful influence on American democracy. Others criticized him for what they saw as an unwarranted attack on secret societies and accused him of promoting conspiracy theories. However, over time the speech has come to be seen as a significant moment in American political history and is widely regarded as one of Kennedy's most important speeches. It has been analyzed and debated by scholars and historians, and its themes and ideas continue to be discussed in contemporary political discourse. Donald Trump's viral secret tweet. In May 2017, former US President Donald Trump posted a tweet that quickly went viral due to a typo. The tweet read, "Despite the constant negative press covfefe," and remained unfinished. Trump's tweet remained up for several hours before being deleted, but only after it had already been retweeted and shared extensively. The exact meaning of covfefe is unclear, and Trump himself never explained what he meant by the word. Some people speculated that it might have been a typo for coverage, while others thought it might have been a misspelling of the word coffee. The tweet spawned numerous memes and jokes, and even inspired merchandise featuring the word. Despite the confusion, the covfefe tweet is often cited as an example of Trump's unconventional use of social media during his presidency. Donald Trump's covfefe tweet, posted on May 31, 2017, caused a lot of confusion and speculation among the public. The tweet read, "Despite the constant negative press covfefe." Many people assumed that the tweet was a typo or an autocorrect error, and it quickly became a trending topic on social media. Some people even tried to decipher the meaning behind the word covfefe, with many humorous and satirical explanations being offered. Overall, the public reaction to the covfefe tweet was largely one of amusement and bewilderment. While some supporters of President Trump defended the tweet as a harmless mistake, others criticized it as evidence of his lack of professionalism and attention to detail. Ultimately, the covfefe tweet quickly became a cultural phenomenon, with countless memes, jokes, and even merchandise being created based on the word. Winston Churchill's Iron Curtain Speech. Winston Churchill's Iron Curtain speech was a speech he gave on March 5, 1946, at Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri, during which he warned of the division of Europe by an Iron Curtain of Soviet influence. Churchill was no longer the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom at the time, having been replaced by Clement Attlee, but he remained an influential figure in British politics and was invited to speak at the college by President Harry Truman. In the speech, Churchill criticized the Soviet Union's expansionist policies and argued that the United States and Britain needed to work together to contain Soviet influence and prevent the spread of communism. He also called for forming a special relationship between the United States and Britain based on their shared values of democracy and freedom. The phrase Iron Curtain became widely used as a metaphor for the division of Europe between the Western democracies and the Soviet-dominated Eastern Bloc during the Cold War. The speech was seen as a seminal moment in the early Cold War era, and Churchill's warnings about Soviet expansionism and the need for Western unity were taken seriously by policymakers in both Britain and the United States. However, the speech was not universally well received at the time. Some British politicians criticized Churchill for his hawkish stance towards the Soviet Union, arguing that it could harm British interests. And some Soviet officials accused Churchill of promoting war and confrontation. Despite the controversy surrounding the speech, it is now widely regarded as one of Churchill's most important and influential speeches and as a landmark moment in the history of the Cold War. Winston Churchill's Iron Curtain speech was received in different ways by different members of the public, both in the United States and in Europe. In the United States, the speech was generally well received by the public and by many political leaders. Churchill was seen as a respected and authoritative figure, and his warnings about Soviet expansionism and the need for Western unity were taken seriously by policymakers in both Britain and the United States. The speech was widely reported in the American media and helped to shape public opinion on the emerging Cold War. In Europe, the reception to the speech was more mixed. Some Western European countries, particularly those that were already skeptical of the Soviet Union, welcomed Churchill's call for Western unity and saw it as a necessary response to Soviet aggression. However, other European countries, particularly those that were trying to maintain neutral or non-aligned positions, were more critical of Churchill's hawkish stance towards the Soviet Union and feared that it could lead to war. Soviet officials were highly critical of Churchill's speech and saw it as a provocative and aggressive move by the Western powers. Soviet leader Joseph Stalin accused Churchill of promoting war and confrontation, and the Soviet press denounced the speech as an example of Western imperialist propaganda. While there was some disagreement and controversy surrounding Churchill's speech, it is now widely regarded as a seminal moment in the early Cold War era and as a landmark moment in the history of 20th-century diplomacy and international relations. We hope you enjoyed learning about some of these secret speeches in politics. Do you think these speeches have a purpose? Let us know in the comments section below. And as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from history.